So I didn't give up, and I managed to find someone who had DMT, and I thought, it's the active ingredient in ayahuasca, and there was other people who had said that it helped them too. So I smoked the DMT and I asked for help. To begin with, I wasn't ready, and the acacias, they made my teeth shatter, and I had to swallow them, which wasn't a very pleasant experience, and it was telling me that smack and crack make your teeth fall out. And then I just started to go on this trip of all of the things that I would experience if I didn't change what I was doing. And it told me to come back when I was really ready to stop. And a short time later, I really hit rock bottom. I'd lost everything. I'd lost my house, my possessions, and so my children were also away from me for a few weeks. And then I became trapped in a house at the Gold Coast from a meth dealer. And I didn't know how to get out, so I smoked the DMT again, and it gave me some visions, and it said to me this time, why are you trying to fix the life that you have? You're clearly not happy with it. And I just kept thinking, if I just fixed one part or another, if I could just get my relationship to work or a better house to live in, maybe if I could actually, overcome the meth and get a job, everything would be okay. But I didn't realize how much inside of myself still needed work, and that was where things needed to change the most. So when I could see that, and I could see that I was living in a toxic environment, the Acacia DMT told me to dream up an entirely new life, and to not be limited, to think up whatever I wanted. And so I did. And I imagined being in tropical paradise, and with my kids, and being healthy and happy. And the other finer details didn't really matter. That's really the essence of what I wanted. So it said, well, we'll do that. Leave behind the life that you have. This isn't working, and as long as you stay here, you'll be back in the same cycles. But I didn't know where to go or what to do. And then it told me to follow the blue star, which made no sense to me at all at the time. There was a comet going past on my birthday, and I thought, well, how do you follow a comet? So I was wondering, do I try and follow the direction it's going geographically? But then a short time later, someone turned up with a blue comet tattooed on their arm, and they asked if I needed some help. And so they helped me to leave the Gold Coast and to get out of this house that I was trapped in. And I woke up and I was in a tropical paradise. There was lush jungle all around me. I was at Suffolk Park, just outside of Byron, and it just felt like worlds away from where I was the night before. I'm sort of pinching myself going, is this real? And everything just suddenly seemed brighter, like I have a real chance to overcome this, and I just needed a fresh start. But I did still have a lot to process through inside myself as well, and it wasn't easy. And the DMT didn't just break the addiction for me. It gave me the tools and the knowledge to be able to help myself. So I worked with low-level doses of the Acacia DMT for about a year, and I used them like meditation. And I was able to process through those feelings of guilt, of shame, from addiction, but also from before that, from having a very traumatic teenage years. And so I was able to start to change my thought patterns, to start to learn self-love, to not keep holding things against myself, and to give myself a chance to actually grow and flourish as a person. And then I decided I wanted to do something with myself. So I enrolled into university so I could research the plant medicines and be able to help others who were going through addiction too. My interests have grown a bit since then though, especially after discovering that I had Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So that's a rare genetic condition, and I do believe that DMT also helped me to become aware of this condition and that that's what the problem was. Also through my studies, then I was able to narrow down and work it out. So it took a very long time to be able to even get a diagnosis, and finally that was confirmed. But currently the biomedical system has next to no options for treatment for me. And when it comes to pain management, so Ehlers-Danlos syndrome causes a great deal of joint pain because we have hypermobile joints. And currently we have opiate medications like OxyContin, which is the first line treatment that they offer, is Tramadol or Endone, OxyContin. They're very toxic medications. They made me really, really sick. So I can't really tolerate taking them, and once again, not prepared to give up, I returned back to these alternative medicines. I went to Peru last year in June and I drank ayahuasca. It was amazing, the benefits that it had for me. I couldn't believe I actually had no symptoms pretty well for about 6 weeks from this 10-day retreat. And I know if I have the opportunity to work with it again, I'm sure that the effects would last for even longer. So for me, ayahuasca wasn't particularly visual like DMT. I feel like that was also because I really wanted it to help heal my body. And so that's really where it focused. I actually was able to get up and dance during the ceremonies. This wasn't something like I was like, oh, I feel like dancing. It was like more of a compulsion and twisting out and feeling like all my joints were realigning themselves, which was interesting because I normally have a great deal of trouble with my balance, and other people are needing help to go to the toilet and stuff like that, seeing all these kinds of colors and images, and I'm up dancing and just feeling light. I'm feeling like my body, like I have a sense of how to control it, and I'm in no pain. And balance, I was like, wow, if anything, I felt more present and more lucid than ever. So I found that really interesting, and it also gave me hope because it's a bit depressing when you realize you have this genetic condition and there's nothing that's really able to help you. So to actually find that, yeah, there is, was just amazing.